All right, so I'm hearing a lot of stuff back and forth. I'm hearing women are voicing their opinions about men, men are voicing their opinions about women. This is the thing that I want to say, and I really want feedback from everybody who's watching this. How do we get to the point where we all start individually taking and collectively start taking responsibility? We start listening to each other and we talk and listen, not to just be combative and to vent, but to hear to get these things off, to make these points, address these issues, and start actually fixing stuff. Because all I hear is a lot of blame back and forth. I hear people venting. I just, what the hell is this on my head? I just hear a lot of back and forth, but I don't actually hear enough solutions. I don't actually hear enough people figuring out how to fix these things and work together and come together. I want to say this also. We all know that people lie. Men are liars, women are liars. You never get the whole truth when you're talking to a friend, family member, whatever. They're never going to tell you their side of the issue as far as what they did wrong. We have to start acknowledging that and also addressing that, because when I'm hearing these different arguments, for instance, when women are talking about men, and this is just one example, obviously, and how they don't fight enough for their kids to see their kids, and they do the bare minimum and all this stuff. Here's the thing, the realistic thing about this. We all know that there's no good dudes out there. We also know that there's no good women out there, but we don't address them equally. We have to change that. We have to start picking out the nonsense that people do and addressing it equally. That's one thing. The other thing is we have to stop acting like when we hear things from people that it's 100% true, because we know that's not the case. So when you hear women venting about men, it's not always all accurate, because they're never going to tell you what they did wrong. And the same thing with men. So I want everybody to start practicing this more. When you're talking to your friends, when you're talking to your family and they're venting about their issues with the opposite sex, I need us to start pressing a little bit more. I need us to start asking some more serious questions. I need us to start probing for truth and answers. I need us to start getting both sides of the story. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I've been through some situations in the past couple of years with several people, and I've seen the effects, the horrible, horrible, dangerous effects, and how people's lives can be ruined in a lot of different ways. When people just allow things to happen and don't investigate, don't ask questions. When somebody's not willing to answer certain questions, if you're not willing to ask your friends and your family certain questions and try to get to the bottom of certain things, if they're unwilling, if they're being too defensive, if they're trying to guilt you or shame you from asking questions, then that's a problem. And that's something we all need to address with the people that we deal with, whether we're talking about men or women. Because that's a big part of the problem. It's easy for people to deceive you. It's easy for people to manipulate you. And we go for it. We see it every day, and we go for it because this person's our family member. This person's our friend. I don't want to probe. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to uncover something that might be uncomfortable. I don't want to reveal that they might be lying or not be telling the full truth. I don't want to be in a position where I know they're ruining somebody and they're lying against them, but because of who they are, it might be my mother, it might be my father, it might be my wife, my husband. I don't want to expose that. What? That's part of the damn problem. We got to stop that. On some real shit, people's lives are being ruined. Families are being ruined. Kids are being ruined. It's bad. And we know this shit is happening. We have to really get off of that nonsense. We got to really start. Look, I know some people when they have some issues, they've straight up said to me, "Yo, here, look at my phone. Look at the text messages. Tell me if I'm bugging. And so you know that I'm not lying and making this shit up. Read the message chain so you can see what I said and you can see what they said. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to do that, but that's one big step in determining if somebody's telling the truth or not, or if they're giving you the whole story. The point is, we have to start really looking at these things this way and start holding each other accountable, because there's too many people that's just straight up lying and manipulating the situations, and we all run with that. And a lot of us are not real enough with ourselves. When we hear things or we see things that we know is not right, a lot of times, whether you're a man or a woman, we internalize certain stuff, and it makes us feel a certain way, so we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to address it. We all have to stop the bullshit straight up. The reason why we're not coming together is because we all collectively choose not to. It's easier to just complain and play the victim and be angry instead of really trying to figure out how we can fix our ways and help fix each other's ways and find a way to work together and stop with all this arguing and fighting and division. So we're all not collectively, these conversations has to be brought up. A lot of us are doing that more with social media. But the way the conversations are being constructed, the way we're directing conversations, we're not looking for solution. We're not trying to build. We're trying to justify the reasons why we're doing our own thing and we're separated. Now, we also tend to take our own personal situations and we make it like that's the only thing that's going on in life. Meaning, if I've been through some foul things with women, yes, call that out, highlight it, speak about it. But let's not act like we haven't gone through positive things with women. Women, stop acting like you haven't gone through positive things with men and you may have messed things up. We have to start addressing this whole shit and start really fixing it. Because what I see is a lot of people are just being unwilling to change, unwilling to budge, and the will to be right is making us just hammer along with these same narratives over and over without actually trying to fix things. And like I keep saying, take our own accountability and make adjustments. So I want to know what y'all think about all these different things, but we really got to start, just stop. Like we all just got to be a little bit more real, a little bit more honest with each other, and we got to be a little bit more real and honest with ourselves. Let me know what you think. Salute.